Social structures and behaviors in non-human primates. The first set of primates discussed will be chimpanzees. Chimpanzees live in a fission fusion society. This society is characterized by the movement of chimpanzees, mostly females, from one group to another, male political ambition, and occasionally murder. Mitani et al. 2002. This fluidity of group movement is unique to fission fusion societies and not seen amongst other primates. Moreover, while interactions are usually peaceful between different chimp groups, political ambition and territorial advancement can cause male chimps to murder chimps in other groups. This type of political and aggressive behavior is often found in humans as well, and studies such as Wrangham et al. 2005 have determined that humans and chimpanzees have comparable rates of intraspecific aggression, possibly a result of DNA being so similar between the two species. Because humans and chimps have such comparable DNA, it is possible that the psychosocial process of the fluidity of groupings and murderous tendencies that are unique to only humans and chimps have a genetic basis, since chimps are the most similar primate to humans genetically. Wrangham et al. 2005. Unlike chimpanzees who exhibit a fission fusion society, gorillas form a more conventional non-human primate society of one male, several female structure, in which a single male is present in the group and leads a group of females he has mated with. Once males become mature, the gorilla leading the group drives out the mature male gorilla in order for him to form his own group. While gorillas are not as genetically similar to humans as chimps, this polygamous behavior coupled with a male hierarchy has been observed throughout human history for centuries. This psychosocial similarity in behavior is yet again possibly genetically tied, since humans share about 98% of its DNA with gorillas. Wrangham et al. 2006.
Typically referred to as shy, orangutans are the least social and most independent of the great apes. Females live with their offspring in defined ranges that overlap with other females. Adult males typically only participate in social groups to form temporary sexual consortships with females. They play no direct role in raising their offspring. When males come into contact with each other in overlapping ranges, their interactions can be hostile. However, one usually ends up running away from the fight. A male's home range encompasses up to several females' ranges, and he is their main mating partner. Orangutans, excluding adult males, tend to form transitory groups as they move between food sources and then aggregate on large fruiting trees. Since they tend to eat fruits that are abundant, there is relatively little competition for food, allowing for social interaction. Their semi-solitary social system could be the result of their diet and food distribution or their lack of large predators in their environment. Gibbons form small social groups, usually revolving around a monogamous pair and their offspring, or in other words, a nuclear family. Their small group size is linked to their highly territorial behavior because it is difficult for the males to defend large areas, so they aggressively defend their group's small range with elaborate vocalizations. Gibbons are unique among other apes in that they are able to brachiate due to their abnormally long arms, so they live the majority of their lives in the canopy. This could be another reason why they form small social groups, because it is difficult to define a boundary for each group's range. Possible explanation for Gibbons' monogamous relationships include males' desire to maintain future mating opportunities and to prevent infanticide by other males.
Monkeys live in groups, usually called troops. The specific features of each troop vary across the many species. Monkeys typically have polyandrous relationships and tend to live in either one male, multi-female, or multi-male, multi-female groups. However, there are some species, such as TT monkeys, that engage in monogamous relationships and live as family units. Troops provide monkeys with many advantages, such as better chances of finding food via group scavenging and increased security through group protection. Generally with monkeys, there's a dominant male acting as the head of the troop. This male is typically the largest and strongest, making him the most capable of protecting the troop from danger, as well as the most sexually fit. There are instances in which rival males will challenge the dominant one and engage in physical aggression. For example, male howler monkeys that have been forced from the troop once reaching adolescence will sometimes attempt to take over another troop by fighting with its dominant male. If successful, he will then go on to kill or injure the ousted male's offspring in order to get rid of future competition. In this sense, the hierarchical structure of monkeys is extremely important for survival and serves as a mechanism for assessing fitness. Relationships within the troop are very important. One key behavior found in monkey groups is grooming. Monkeys will spend hours on end picking through each other's fur in search of bugs. Grooming builds and fosters relationships between monkeys, utilizing the power of touch. Furthermore, there's a strong bond between mothers and babies. Mothers act as a source of comfort, nourishment, and knowledge for the baby. Many of the social cues that monkeys use while interacting with one another are learned through observation and teaching from the mother. For example, some species use vocal sounds to communicate with one another. Each sound is meant to transmit a different message, such as the presence of the threat or expressing excitement or joy. These various social behaviors allow monkeys to engage and maintain relationships with one another and within their respective social structures.
Social system varies widely among prosimians and specific species of each prosimian. Lorisidae is a family of prosimians. All lorisids are nocturnal. Based on what has been found, Lorisidae's social group is the Noyo, which is the simplest social group based on an individual female, the mother, and her offspring. It is evident from the chart that more research is needed to fully understand them. Tarsidae is another family of prosimians. Most species are Noyo, but some are structured as monogamous families, with one adult female, one male, and their offspring. The group size and composition varies widely among species. Lemuridae, the most commonly known among the prosimians, has more developed social group structure than the previous two. Compared to the previous two, lemurs tend to congregate in larger groups. Some species are monogamous. Sometimes there's one female breeder with males coming and going. Some have multiple females. What should most be emphasized with all the prosimians, and specifically the lemurs, is there isn't any generalization that can be applied to all species. Most are female dominant. It was discovered in a 1990 comparative study of ring-tailed lemurs, crowned lemurs, and brown lemurs that while for ring-tailed and crowned lemurs were female dominant, the brown lemurs weren't. Feeding and spatial disputes are almost always won by the female, and combative disputes by about 60% of the time. For ringtails, olfactory disputes, sexual disputes, and grooming disputes are all 100% female won. An experiment on ringtails resulted to show that females feed more than males, and as food dispersion increases, aggression rates went down, and that for the sake of reproduction, males would defer to females.
Observing primate behavior can give insight into the evolution of humans and explain certain adaptive behaviors and traits. Seeing as how they are our closest living relatives, much can be discerned about our ancestry and the determining factors of our social structures. Primate social groups can be said to have evolved to maximize chances of survival. Living in groups increases the chance of survival of primates by allowing for group scavenging, access to mates, and better protection against threats. Furthermore, the relationships we see between primates are mirrored in human relationships, such as the bond between parents and their children. This attachment, coupled with the long growth period of both primates and humans, allows for better social learning and development. Many of these traits and structures that we can see in primates can be seen in humans, and we are better able to understand why and how we came to be.